Hello and welcome. Today we are diving into a topic that touches millions of lives, depression. But instead of looking at it only from a medical or psychological angle, let's explore it through a spiritual lens. This isn't about denying the pain of depression. It's real, but it may also carry a deeper meaning, a message from the soul itself. Let's explore that. Remember that whatever we go through as an experience in this life is something we've chosen as our soul's blueprint for this life, or something we are creating in our outer world, as if it's a mirror to show what's going on in our inner world. Depression as disconnection. Depression is often the feeling of being cut off from your true self, your soul, your inner light, your connection with the source. It's as if the radio signal of your being has static. Instead of feeling the flow of life, you feel heavy, stuck, and separated. This creates emptiness, which the mind translates as sadness, hopelessness, or lack of purpose. Energy frozen in place. In my previous videos, I've explained why emotions are energy in motion. So, when grief, anger, or trauma isn't expressed, that energy freezes. Depression is like this frozen energy. The life force isn't flowing freely in your physical and energetic body. That's why practices like breathing, what we call breath work, movement, chanting, or energy healing can sometimes melt the ice and restore flow. The dark night of the soul. Mystics call it the dark night of the soul, a stage where life feels stripped of meaning. It feels like everything is falling apart. But spiritually, this is a kind of purification where the old self is dissolving to make space for a truer, more authentic version of you. So the dark phases of depression may be your wake up call. Ego versus soul conflict. Depression can also arise when your ego's path and your soul's path are in conflict. You might be living a life that looks successful outside, based on the definition of what successes mean in your society. The right job, the right image, a lot of money, happy family, beautiful house, but inside it feels empty. That emptiness is the soul whispering to you, this is not why you came here. Karma and healing lessons. In my previous video, I have explained karma to be nothing but not aligning to who you truly are, that true vibration of who you are. That's what creates misalignment, which is what we call as karma. From Eastern traditions, depression can also be part of your karmic unfolding of all the misalignments. It might be a challenge your soul chose in order to learn compassion, patience, self acceptance, or surrender. The pain itself becomes the teacher and helps you realign. Loss of connection to spirit. On a daily level, depression often reflects as a loss of connection to your spirit, or some of the beautiful practices like silence, being with nature, prayer, meditation, being a part of community. Reconnecting to something bigger than yourself can reawaken hope. You know, one of the most concerning things today is that so many youngsters, even teenagers, are feeling depressed. And often it's not because their lives are objectively bad. It's the invisible pressures they are carrying. Social media plays here a huge role. Constant comparison, the endless scrolling, the pressure to look perfect, to achieve fast, to keep up. All of these create a distorted picture of reality. Young people start to feel like everyone else is living their best life while they are somehow failing. That illusion feeds emptiness, anxiety, and low self worth. But here is the truth: those filters, those highlight reels, are not reality. What helps is gently coming back to connection, connection with themselves, connection with nature, connection with something greater. Simple practices can be powerful here for our youngsters. Taking breaks from screens and sitting in silence with their own thoughts. Journaling feelings instead of bottling them up. Spending time in nature where the mind naturally slows down. Practicing gratitude for the small real life joys instead of chasing external validation. When young people rediscover that they are enough exactly as they are, the illusion of social media begins to lose its grip. They remember that they are already connected to life, to love, to their own soul. A call for transformation. Ultimately, depression can be a sacred signal. Instead of just being an illness, it's often an invitation to pause, go inward, and realign. Like a seed that must crack open in the dark soil before sprouting. The soul often grows through these dark passages, going inward. Now let's add another beautiful dimension. What happens when you go inward as a result of feeling depressed? Your energy is drawn inward. It's a contraction. The problem begins when we attach a negative story or belief to that contraction. I'm unworthy, I'm broken, life is meaningless. Those beliefs are what transform a natural inward pull into something heavy and suffocating. Depression is not a punishment, it's a pause, it's a recalibration. Your higher mind draws you inward to show you answers you might miss in the constant busyness of life. But if you define the state negatively, it becomes harder to move out of it. What happens if you shift the perspective? See it not as failure, but as an invitation to listen, to introspect, and to realign with your authentic self. When we realize the negative beliefs that bind us, beliefs of lack, unworthiness, or judgment, the compressed energy can expand again into flow. Integration, depression as a doorway. So when you put all this together, depression is a wound because it feels like separation from your own light. I love the 13th century Sufi mystic and poet Rumi, where he says, the wound is the place where light enters you. Isn't that beautiful? And look at depression as a doorway, because moving through it can awaken deeper compassion, clarity, and authenticity. Let's discuss some practical steps to work through depression. If you or someone you know is feeling depressed, here are some gentle practices that can help. 1. Acknowledge without judgment. Say to yourself, this is a part of my journey. I'm not broken. I'm listening. Allow the feeling without labeling yourself as weak. 2. Breathe and move energy. Try slow, deep breathing. Even 5 minutes can help unfreeze that stuck energy. Gentle movement, walking in nature, yoga, stretching, all these help restore your flow. Journaling. Write down what you feel. Ask, what is this heaviness, this depression, this feeling of being alone trying to show me? Sometimes the answer comes slowly, but writing clears space. 4. Reconnect with spirit. Spend time in silence, prayer, or meditation, or simply sit under the sky, by water, or near trees. Nature recharges your soul. Nature literally grounds you. 5. Challenge the negative story. Notice if your mind is saying, I'm worthless, nothing matters, my life is not worth living. Then pause and ask, is this an absolute truth or just a passing thought? Remember, the story we attach creates the weight. 6. Small steps of joy. Do one small thing that uplifts you. Listening to music, drawing, cooking, helping someone, or whatever joy means to you. 7. Seek support. Your life and your growth doesn't mean you got to face all of that alone. Share it with a trusted friend, a guide, a healer, or if you need, meet a professional. Sometimes the soul heals best in connection. So, what is depression from a spiritual perspective? It's a disconnection, but also a call to reconnect. It's a frozen energy, but also an invitation to let the soul flow again. It's the dark night, but also the dawn waiting to break. And it's more of a force, an invitation drawing us inward, asking us to listen more deeply to who we really are. If you are in this space now, remember, you are not alone. The very heaviness you feel may be the dark soil where your next version is waiting to bloom. Pause, breathe, listen, and trust that your soul knows the way home.